Space.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Ah, good times.
Man, great times.
All right. Are we going live soon?
Yep. Space.
Yep.
We are
Yep.
now live.
Huh? Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Vibey.
All right, all right.
Yo,
Let's
this
go.
is not a trip down memory lane. Here's a little story, now let me explain. It's more of an antidote, mixed with a lot of hope. This could be a lot of folks, single parent, dead broke. Spend a lot of time alone, making beats on the phone. Daddy ain't coming home, mama trying to stay strong. But her patience is running thin, getting sick and tired of all the trouble he's in. Fussing and fighting, it's hard to make friends, and she just gotta call, he's in the office again. One more time and they might suspend. Screaming, teacher, teacher, give him one more chance. Losing all faith like he just can't win. His back's to the wall cause he following trends. Afraid to seem weak so we gotta pretend. Life out of control, can't see no end. He needs safe space, someone to relate, help him to be great. She needs safe space, someone to reward, never to ignore. They need safe space, someone to respect, open intellect. We need safe space, got to regulate, try to balance the way. We need safe space. I need safe space. Yeah, principal says, welcome to my office, you could come on in. I want to introduce you to a whole new lens. We all process stress, we don't understand. State dependent function, let's come up with a plan. Life starts with a heartbeat, heard you made some hard beats. I'ma check the music class, get you an extra seat. Cause you need unity, it's all about community. Building opportunities for healthy continuity. It's gonna take much more than you and me, but you can see we extra deep. We got teachers, counselors, and even celebs. Everybody's involved in the therapeutic web. It's not a quick start, but it's more like a marathon. Dosing and spacing, just to help you carry on. It's about time that we make this change. Trauma-informed movement, educating your brain. He needs safe space, someone to relate, help him to be great. She needs safe space, someone to reward, never to ignore. They need safe space, someone to respect, open intellect. We need safe space, got to regulate, try to balance the way. You need safe space. I need safe space. Safe space. Safe space.
Ooh, back in the safe space.
Whoopie whoop.
How's everybody doing?
Okay, sport. How about letting us in on the big secret?
Lovely, lovely.
I see everybody in the chat. What's going on? We got Steve in here. We got
Yep.
Stevie. We got LaRon. We got the family affair. We got Bree.
Brio.
What up? What up?
That's what's up.
Hey, everybody.
Well, let's get into it today. We got to check in first, though.
Of course.
So, since I mentioned it, I'll start first. My highs for the week. Man, just starting another week, like that in itself has been a high. So much to look forward to. So like, just getting started into the week. My lows, no lows for this week. And then my self-care has been rest. Been getting adequate rest and actually taking naps, which is cool. So, yeah. But I'm gonna pass it to the lady of the room.
How did I know? Highs for the week.
How about letting us in on the big secret?
I mean, look, still being here, being healthy, being alive, that's a high. We are gearing up for a show in Atlanta. So, just getting all those details locked in has been a high for me. I like organization. That makes me happy. Self-care for the week. I'm going to have to kind of piggyback off what you said, Jay, and actually taking naps and getting rest. I've been getting some rest this week. So yeah, that's all from me. That's that. What you got for the people?
Ooh, yes. Highs for the week. Man, I just solidified some traveling plans for this week, for this year. So we're getting out the country this year. Myself and wifey, we going back to back on the world tour. So we're excited about that.
Okay.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's hot.
So excited to be on that tip again with things opening up. No lows this week. My self-care has been getting to the gym. I've been fighting it a little bit, but we got to get our energy up. So getting to the gym with the missus has been a huge self-care for me. So,
Good.
yeah.
Love it.
I'm going to pass it to the homie Sean Don. He's in the building, right?
Hey, John Donnie.
Don't go ghost on us, bro. Where you at?
Unmute. Tell us how you living.
No, I was gonna see if I could hear it because Jay's right next to me. I was like, I just keep mine muted and just talk to his. But never mind. Never mind. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. Shout down in the building. And highs for the week. Got to the gym. I've been fighting too, man. That part.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, keep talking.
All right, hear me? Still
Yes.
better? Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got to the gym on schedule. I had to do run on that. Lows for the week. I'm gonna say there was no lows. No lows. I don't even want to. I'm just gonna avoid anything negative. No lows for the week. That doesn't even exist. Lows don't even exist. Not this week. But anyways, self-care. I definitely took a nap today. It's been a while. I've been fighting my naps, but
Don't fight it.
That's right.
Don't fight the feeling.
I think
Naps.
Hey, when you can get it in, you got to get it in.
I think that's, we're all 80, 86, 87. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute now. Why we out here telling age?
I don't know. Everybody except for Alicia, of course. She is vampire.
The ageless phoenix, yes.
I am a spring chicken out here.
Everlasting.
Oh shoot.
Where we at? Where's Stevie?
Stevie's in there. He said he's in there with Liv.
Yep, he's in the chat.
What up, Libby?
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. That's all I got.
Well, I appreciate everyone's tapping in, joining, so that I could have an opportunity to share a little bit about really dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts. I wrote an article in a mental health publication called One in One, and I was asked to share an anecdote about my life. And I only have 400 words to really talk about just a summation of just a lesson that I wanted to share. And so out of all the stories that I could have told, the one that resonated the most, that I think would be beneficial to anybody, is a story about my battle with depression and suicidal thoughts. And I think that talking about it, and I felt this way, which is why I wrote about it, was necessary so that we could normalize the conversation of dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with frustrations. And so in order to tell that story, I had to briefly give a glimpse of my entire upbringing up until the point where I really felt like I had a serious breakdown and was able to get a breakthrough from that. And so the story starts back, when I was born, and just living in the household that I lived in. It was filled with love, but there were also points in time when there was violence and there was anger, and it was not a safe space. And so going through that and kind of seeing that with my own eyes definitely took me to a place where I knew that I wanted to protect not only myself, but who I saw as the victim. I wanted to be a hero. And because I didn't have the skills that I needed to be that hero at the time, there was a feeling of just helplessness. And that was my introduction into that, depression, or that feeling of not being able to do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and really the weight of not being able to save who you want to save. And so holding that and carrying that on in life, the older I got, the more weight I felt to be. And it just became really tough for me to just be. I remember school being a struggle, just the overwhelming weight to get all of this homework done. And talking about homework is a whole nother debate in itself. If we learn this at school, then why do we need homework?
Absolutely.
And so,
Facts.
and I always felt like that. I can remember drawing, and the homework assignment was color in the lines. And I remember even at that age, like, this is stupid. Like, what if I don't want to color in the lines? Like, why am I doing homework? Why is this homework to tell me to color in the lines?
Yeah.
Like, and so like having to do things like that, and then growing up and like just having to and not really having to, but feeling like I needed to just live up to this standard, that added to the kind of depressed feeling that I was feeling already from a younger age. And so it was just this compound interest of things. And so by the time I got to like adulthood and being someone's husband and being a group mate to some incredible musicians and being a good friend, and being a good son, and being all of the things that I think I should be.
Yeah.
I finally got to a point where that weight was too much, and I couldn't drink it away. I couldn't smoke it away. Like, it just came tumbling down. And I remember feeling like, you know, I can't help anyone, and I can't help myself.
Yeah.
And it was a very like scary darkness to be in. And in that darkness, there was just this feeling of, you know what, I'm better off out of everyone's life, including my own. And so once that thought took hold, because there's all these thoughts that you can think, you know, there's, you know, well, it's not that bad, or, you know, we can, you know, there's got to be some way. Like, all of that was so far away. The only thought that like resonated was like, I need to leave.
Yeah.
And so living with that, I thought about, and I really understood. I started looking up like some of my favorite actors and entertainers and just like overall just phenomenal people that committed suicide.
Icons.
Yeah. And like Robin Williams popped up. And Robin Williams is special to me because his son went to the same school that I went to. So I would see Robin every day. He would drop off his son, and he would come and he would be kind of quiet into himself, and everybody else would get quiet. And he was always cool. Like, you would obviously, the type of things that I dealt with and that we deal with, they don't have a look. So if you saw him, you would just never know that was going to be what happened. And so I'm reading his story, and I'm reading how he came to this conclusion and the things that he was dealing with. And I'm looking at how he decided to end things and the method that he used. And like, all right, this is the method. And I completely understand, even though I wish he hadn't, I do understand why he took the actions he took, because the weight of not being able to be who he thought he was too much. And as he got sicker and sicker, he just couldn't do it. He couldn't carry that weight. And so I identified with that. And so once I had that notion, I just went ahead and I decided I had to just figure out a day. And so in trying to figure out a day, we were approaching Christmas, which was another weight, because I didn't have any gifts, like in the physical sense and in the, like, you know, the spiritual sense. Like, I felt like I didn't have anything to give. So that was another weight. And so I just needed to figure out the day. And as Christmas started getting closer and closer, I just heard a voice say, not today. Like, I didn't know what day, but I knew it wasn't today. And so every day, that same voice would just whisper gently, not today. And so in that time, as days turned into weeks and weeks turned into a full month, I was on autopilot. Like, I was just waiting one more day, and things could have went any kind of way, but the voice was convincing enough. And I wasn't sharing with anyone because when you're in a place where you can't help yourself, you sharing isn't helping anyone else. And so I kept it to myself. And slowly, out of that one more day mentality, that just came from, like, probably the last part of me that still loved, really. And I started working with kids, literally the first day that I started the job, I was hired to work there for, like, what would become like the rest of the week, then the rest of the month, and then for the entire school year into the next school year. Just off of that one day. And more than that, it was just because there was something that resonated with just being with children and really identifying with that innocence and how fragile it can be if not nurtured. And it helped to show me my own fragileness and begin to approach my own little kid that needed to be talked to. And I had no idea this was happening when it was happening. But I felt it. And being able to use music to really just bridge the gap and help to teach and learn. It was therapeutic. And it really helped me to begin to see my value again. And not just my value, but that I was valuable inherently. And so as that transition, and I'm able to talk now, I definitely feel like it's important to have a conversation about the journey.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's a journey.
Yeah. I got some questions for you, Jay.
Yeah.
Got some questions for you, bro. When you became aware of the feelings of depression that you had, what did you end up doing to counter that? Were there any people or activities that helped you help the cloud kind of drift away for you?
Yeah, really making music, like just being able to be creative and express myself, and really just like express myself without limits helped me tremendously, like to ground myself. Yeah.
I had a question, bro. When you were in your moment of depression, did you in the moment identify it? Like, did you like wake up as like, I'm depressed, or did you just know you felt different?
I knew I felt different. Like I knew I felt like weighed down completely. Like really, if I could describe it in a feeling, it's definitely a weight. Like a weight more than you're used to carrying. Like you can really feel it. It's like you can feel gravity. But I wasn't calling it a depression. It was more of a weighted, just sadness. Yeah, I wasn't that cognizant. But yeah, any other questions?
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people who have felt similar feelings to what you dealt with in the past. And I know a lot of people who have felt depressed and had thoughts of hurting themselves. Maybe felt like the sorrow that they felt was too much to share with people in their community, in their circles. But I appreciate you sharing your experiences, man. And as much as you felt that feeling of sorrow, bro, you are, man, you're valuable, bro. you're absolutely valuable, and the value that you have in this world, man, it surpasses the music that you make. It, you know, just who you are as a person, man. You've always been a light. You've always been a light, man. And whenever you feel like your light is dimming, bro, the best thing you can do for yourself is to surround yourself with other people to help build you up. Who have those people been for you since that time? Who has helped you kind of stay bright and continue to feed into you? Do you have any people?
Yeah, man, I'm with my people. Like, I'm with my people. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. I would say this whole room.
Good.
This whole room, and yeah, definitely.
I'm glad that you see it, man, because the more that you're able to see the people that feed into you, the people who value you and love you, the less hopeless you could feel, you know? Like, I know when I'm surrounded by the love and the support, you know, it definitely inspires me and gives me more fuel to keep going. So
I think we all can appreciate you telling your story, and I wanted to hear how it felt in the moment, because I think it's important. Like, Monday quarterback, and to literally give identifying words, like you said, way down. The people that don't know that they are in the midst of depression, they don't know what that might feel like. And like you said, you sad, you know, felt heavy. People, I think you explaining that people can more quickly identify, like, oh, snaps.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be. Or when you're talking, you can break down and identify it and start some type of treatments. See, yeah, bro, I appreciate the story. I remember when you were telling me about all of this, I was hot, bro. I was like, bro, if I would have came by and found you dead, I would have resurrected you and shot you again. like, bro, why would you do this? Why would you do this time, bro? Like I would have been like, bro, why, man? Like, he goes out here, like, love you to death. I was sad that you didn't feel that, and but glad you do feel it. You understand that it would affect a lot of people more than you probably would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Sean Don. I would have whooped your behind, for real.
Yeah, bro. We have to resurrect you, bro. Like, we'll have to
what are you even saying?
You, bro. And then literally everybody just what the hell are you thinking?
Because the last thing that we would want you to feel is like you're all alone. Like, you have to keep everything bottled up, and that's a dangerous space.
It is.
And I know about feeling way down. I think it's just naturally in society, men get a lot of pressure, just a lot of pressure to be Black and successful and incredibly handsome. Like, I get that part. So it's like, it's a lot of pressure there, and which comes with a lot of weight. But one thing that kind of helps me, especially when I'm feeling way down, Like, yo, you don't have to carry all this weight by yourself, my brother. Like, you know, like you just you figure it out. Like, yo, you are carrying too much weight. Yo, Ron, pass the ball. Like, like it's okay. Breathe, and you can ask for some help. And that's when I was luckily I had my people around me. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in Christ, especially when it came to the finances. Yo, you can ask for help, bro. I know society says you probably shouldn't, and you can't. You labeled and being everything negative in the book. But hey, bro, ask for some help. You got people not gonna help you. Yeah, I appreciate you telling me. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Is that CEO?
He's been trying to get on for a minute, y'all.
I saw him.
Yo, Big House, what's good, man?
We can't even hear you, bro.
Man.
Can you
We can't hear
hear
you.
me?
Yo, Jay,
He's
you
on,
know,
we can't hear.
You hear me?
there he is.
Yeah.
Bro.
What up, House?
I'm sorry, guys. I've been trying to get on.
He has. He's been texting me like, yo, Leash, let me in. I'm like, bro, I don't even see you. There's no notification.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it wouldn't let me get on my computer, so I was like, so I'm on my phone right now, but I was able to hear a little bit, man. Man, I wanted to be on at the very beginning, but nothing but love for you, Jay. I've been waiting for this night forever. Hear about your journey, man, and you already got on the journeyman's hat tonight. Like, you
Man.
paid for it.
I had the journey hat.
Yeah,
You about to go on a safari.
So, man, tonight is your night, brother. I'm not sure how much I missed, but continue telling the story, man. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well, I was getting some questions. I'm not sure if there are any more questions.
Yeah, Jay, where do you see yourself in your journey now? How would you describe it?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I see myself surrounded by love. I see myself very light. And I intentionally keep it as light as possible. I don't try to get too weighed down in the weight of anything. I just view it differently. And I know that I have people around me that I can talk to about it, and that will help me. And so I don't feel like I'm on an island.
Good.
So
I got
Yeah.
a question for you, man.
Yeah.
We have, as we get older, we have chapters in our lives. And sometimes those chapters look completely different than the other chapter. If you could choose a chapter in your past life and speak to yourself in that chapter with your wisdom that you have now, what would you say? To that young Jay, in what chapter, what would you say?
It had to be the young Jay at home when I first witnessed like what was like violence at home. I would talk to that scared, confused Jay, and I would tell him that it's okay. This is not your weight, and this does not hold any weight on your value and who you are. You are safe. What happened and what's happening is not your fault. And then I'll give him a big hug.
Wow. And how would that young Jay respond to that? Yes. Get off me, fool.
Yeah, like young Jay would be like, "What the heck are you doing?"
First of all, who are you?
Like, yo,
Right.
where did you come from, and why aren't you helping?
Right.
Like, yo, did you see what happened? You didn't get over there.
Man.
So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Man. I wish that we could kind of go back in time with the amount of awareness that we have now. I think it definitely would have changed a lot of the conversations we had with ourselves and with each other. And I've known you for a long time, bro. And in those different chapters, I felt like I could have identified with a lot of the stuff that you felt. So you definitely weren't alone, even when you isolated yourself.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
When you see kids that have gone through some of the things you've been through, how does your heart feel for them kids to know that, their kids gonna go through some of the same things you've gone through, obviously in different ways, but does your heart cry out? Do you feel like you don't want to remember the past, or do you not mind remembering the past?
My heart definitely goes out because you only have so many tools to process with when you're that age, when you're just getting the tools. And so my heart always goes out because you have to try to understand something and make sense of it with new tools. And it's something very complex at times with new tools. And then how you process that, you're carrying that processing over years, and that's informed who you are now. But you don't even realize it's like trying to run iPhone 14 with the processor of the first iPhone. But people are going around like that
all the time.
And so my heart definitely goes out. And I want them to have good tools. Because sometimes we take the tools for granted. Like you don't always just get great tools if you're not exposed to that. And so, yeah, need the tools.
That's right.
And that's certainly the reason why my heart goes out.
Yeah.
And that's why we do what we do.
You know, when we're younger, we don't get to really say what we really want to say.
Yeah.
To the adults, how we're feeling, we just, either get put into place, like, boy, you can get over it, or whatever. So then we become items, become quiet. And so if you could literally say anything you wanted to say in those moments that you held yourself back because you're afraid to get popped or you're afraid to get, reprimanded, what are some things you held back from saying that you was really feeling? Let loose.
Get him.
Yeah, it would have been, about the violence. Like, don't hit each other. Don't yell. Like those things. Don't leave.
Wow.
Stay. Like, it was those things. And I understood why those things were happening. But what I couldn't say is what I needed.
Yeah. As an adult, those things turn into triggers.
Right.
And so how do you handle them now? Or how do you handle them early on, even in your marriage, when, maybe leash popped off, maybe you went in.
Me pop off? Never.
Triggers on you, and it reminded you, or it just got you a little, pulling back? How did you handle, because relationships bring out the best in us ultimately.
Absolutely.
At the time, we don't see it, but a marriage is a mirror to who we are, how we deal with stuff, how we get over stuff, how fast we forgive, how slow we forgive. So early on, Alicia being the closest one to you, how did you deal with that mirror and some of the triggers that you deal with in, early marriage, and maybe even some now, like we always learn?
Well, I think you start laughing. You're about to make me start laughing. So
he was
I think
through the phone too.
Yeah, one of the first things.
Kidding.
Yeah, one of the first things, and I'm reading Ebony's message that she left.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Ebony. One of the first things is I just model behavior that kind of set the boundaries. Like, I never yelled. So if there were ever any disagreements where a voice was raised, because that was a trigger.
A voice.
Right. So if ever my wife, girlfriend at the time
voice
would raise her voice.
You got this.
Come on.
Whenever she would raise her voice, I just knew that I didn't want to experience what I experienced as a child.
Mm.
And so I just never went there. It didn't necessarily mean that I was always agreeable, but being agreeable was also kind of a way that I was used to just avoiding conflict.
Yeah.
But I found that being overly agreeable was actually creating more conflict because there was just there was confusion. So yeah, navigating the triggers for me in the early years, I think it was a lot of just trying to mirror what I wanted to see happen that I had never seen happen. And then in some cases just avoidance.
When did it get to a point where avoidance didn't work?
I would say it was the story that I told about really reaching that breaking point and wanting to actually like commit suicide. Like I just felt like an overwhelming weight on top of the weight of avoiding so many things. And avoidance just wasn't working. And so it forced me to face everything. And as I was facing everything just was able to unravel. And I was able to start saying and speaking about how I was feeling and what I was dealing with. And that really helped because I felt the support. And I appreciate my wife because of it. Like when I had completely broken down and when I was in literal pieces, dust, and all she could have done with the power of a word was just blew it. And she spoke life and
Wow.
gave me the support.
That's what's up. Hey.
That's so powerful, bro.
Love it.
You know I love you.
So powerful. Because sometimes we can be at that place, and as humans, you really don't know where people are. That last word could be the word
Yes.
to end it all, and then you're left with, dang, I could have handled that differently.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why it's so important that when we encounter people on our day to day, is to just be positive because you don't know what people are going through. People don't always wear what they're going through on their face or in their actions or any of that. So even if you're having a bad day and you come across somebody, like, speak life into people, be kind, because you're right. Like, it could literally be one word that could really just send somebody over the edge. And it could also, on the other side, it could be one word that could really keep that person on this side of life.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it, Michelle.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the time that we have left, Jay, I would love it if you could speak to the people right now, anybody who may be in a dark place right now. You have any words for them to be encouraged and to keep, listening to that voice that says one more day, one more day. Like, what do you have for people to encourage them?
Yeah. If you're listening to this, one more day. You've already made it this far. One more day. You are valuable inherently. There's nothing else that you need to do or say. Right now, you are loved. You are cared for. You are appreciated. Take that, hold that in, and keep going because you deserve it. Going is not punishment. Going is freedom. Going is love. Keep going. Going is not weight. Going is light. The Bible says, cast your yoke upon my burden is light. Your burdens are heavy.
Ooh.
The future is not heavy. Keep going. Keep going. You're loved. You are loved. That's what I would say.
Ooh, thank you for that.
Would you like
Jay,
to give a shout out to Jay?
I want to give a shout out to, my family, LaRon, Pierce, I see you. Love you, man. Erica Gray, since back in the day.
Hey.
Love you, Erica. Thanks for hopping in. Ebony, love and appreciate you. Steve, Sobral, Ricardo, Brielle, everybody who's going to hear this, shout out to you. Shout out to my family, my support. Freaking Sean, Patrick, my lovely wife, the CEO, the big bro with all the know.
With mad love.
Number love, Jay.
Oh man. And my bro, 1x1, Mr. No Camera On.
It's too celebrity fuzz. We don't pay him enough to be on camera.
Get this man on payroll.
Yeah, man. Man, my family, my mom, my dad, my whole family. Yeah, love.
Yeah.
We love
That's
you.
awesome, man.
Love you, Jay.
Man, love you, bro.
Take us out with your joint, bro. What you got for us?
Right.
Got a song to represent the night?
Come on. You know you do. You know you do.
Yeah.
Do it, bro.
Play with that baby.
All right, here we go. Signing out.
Sometimes I feel so misunderstood. You just don't see the good living in me. Sometimes I try not to socialize, reading between the lines, living in me. But every time that I close my eyes, I see my perfect side, and I like what I see. And every single time you try to tie me down, I remember I'm free, and I never look down again. No, don't look down, don't look down, and I'll never look down again. No, don't look down, don't look down, and I'll never look down again. Sometimes I paint with the memories of what we once used to be. I'm losing my sight, outlining the opportunities to give you the best of me. Why should I try? Blemishing all my reality, I'm focused on what is key. Hold on and fight. But every single time that you're not around, I remember I'm free, and I'll never look down again. No, don't look down, don't look down, and I'll never look down again. No, don't look down, don't look down, and I'll never look down again. I want you to feel like I do. Come take a walk in my shoes. Come and see the world through my view. You can take a ride if you want to. Want you to fight for me. I want you to cry for me. I might want you to try for me. I need you to ride for me. But every single time that you're not around, I remember I'm free, and I'll never look down again. No, don't look down, don't look down, and I'll never look down again. No, don't